number 4. Chapter number 4 is about exogenetic process part 2. In the earlier, in chapter 3, we have studied exogenetic process part 1. Yes, it's a same lesson, but it is divided into 2 parts. So today we are going to see the exogenetic process part 2. Okay, now let's start now here. Yes, exogenetic process. See, in the previous lesson, what we have studied, first we will just have a look on it. What we have studied, these are the points. See, we have learned in the previous lesson that the Earth's surface wears away because of erosion. The eroded material gets carried away by agents. When the speed of the agent reduces, the materials get deposited. The agents like running water, river, glaciers, wind, sea waves, groundwater do the work of erosion, transportation and deposition. Because of these agents, the Earth's surface keeps on undergoing changes and new landforms are formed. We will study some of these landforms in this lesson. Now, at the very first of this introduction, they have explained us about the erosion. What is erosion, student? Erosion is a process where natural forces like water, wind, ice, and gravity transports rocks and soil. It is a geological process and part of the rock cycle. Erosion occurs at the Earth's surface and has no effect on the Earth's mantle and core. So, whenever there is a process of erosions, it the erosions agents means what? Running water means the river, glaciers, wind, sea. These are the agents of erosion, and these are the agents. They do the work of erosion, transportation and deposition. Okay, means what? Here, see here the image, you can see the of the soil erosion. Yes, the water is running. Yes, it is flowing down and it is deposited there only. Yes, because as the wind or river which flows from the which goes on flowing, and the wind also which travels from one direction to other direction. So this is the deposition. There is a soil erosion, we can say. This is the image and the example of soil erosion. Now what is glaciers? Glaciers means what, student? Glaciers means it is a huge ice, you can see on your screen. Yes, this one. These are the ice, huge ice. Huge glaciers is a huge mass of ice that moves very slowly over the land. Yes, and the term glaciers comes from the French word. It is known as a French word which means glace, and it means ice. Glaciers are often called rivers of the ice. So this is the example of glaciers. Yes. Now, how these agents, when they flow towards their way, that time they make their new lands. They form a new land. But there are different types of landforms that we are going to study in this chapter. Okay. So let's start with these agents, how the new landforms are formed. How we are going to learn in this lesson. First one now is, so first agent of erosion is running water, that is river. Running water flows naturally in a direction according to the gravity along the slope and makes its own way. This is called a flow of water. Yes, naturally the water of the river, it flows on, yes, according to the gravity, and also along with the slope also. And it naturally only they make the waves, they make their own waves. So when many such flows of water come together, a river is formed. The slope of land and the type of rock, volume of water flowing in the river, and the length of the flow, volume of sediments in the river, etc., are the factors on which the erosional, transportational, and depositional work of river depends. Means when there is a when such type of flows of water come together, yes, if the flows is there from this side, that time what will happen, a river is formed over there. And after that, the slope of the land and type of rock, volume of water, volume of sediments, all these are the factors, all these are the main factors which uh, which uh, which depends or which works on the erosional, transportational, and depositional. These are the 3 points that we have to keep in mind about the. These are the points which works on the work of the rivers depend. Yes, means where there is a work of the rivers, that time this 3 word you have to keep it in your mind because it depends upon it. Okay, first is erosional, transportational, and depositional. Firstly, yes, then now we are going to see the erosional work of rivers. Means how this erosional work of rivers it's and which lands are formed over here. See, the lands originate at much higher altitude from the sea level. Here the river flows at a great speed and therefore its power to erode is great. The river bed and the river banks get eroded because of fast flow of water. Sand particles, pebbles, etc. are the various tributaries joining the main river. All these lead to the formation of gorges, means canyons, V-shaped valleys, and waterfalls. Now here, what is first erosion work of rivers means when the when the river starts flowing at a great speed, student. Why great speed? Because the river is flowing at from the hills, its power is eroded is great. When the river bed and the river banks get eroded because of fast flow of water, means the river bank means the side of the river, this side of the river it's get eroded there only because the flow of the water is very fast. Why? Because from the hills the water is flowing down, and so the speed of the water is too high. Then flow of the water and the sand particles and pebbles also, means there are some sand particles near the river, also the pebbles also with that. Along with that, the it will flow down and they will join the main river. Yes, then all these lead to the formation of gorge. Gorge means what? This one, see this. Gorge means what? It is also having another name, that is canyons. Canyons means what, student? That it is like a you can say a narrow valley. You can see this, it's a narrow valley between hills and mountains, typically with the typically typically with steep rocky walls and a stream running through it. Means most of this gorge you can see in the between hills or mountains, and and it is with the steep rocky walls and its stream is running down, see, like this. And also one example for this term George term comes from the French word which means throat or neck. Yes, George, it's like a neck or our throat. A George is often smaller than a cannon, although both words are used to describe a deep, narrow valleys with a stream of river running along over the bottom. Yes, George means what? Just to keep the example of your throat or a throat or neck. This is known as the gorge, means a narrow valley between hills or mountain, typically with the steep rocky walls and a stream running through it. So this is the erosional work of rivers. Then they have said a V-shaped valleys. Now V-shaped valley means in the name only they have explained the valleys which is there with the V shape. Means like this, the valleys are there which you can see on your screen. The two arrows they are showing the valleys. And third example is about the waterfalls. This is the erosion work of rivers. Next. Now, transportation and deposition by rivers. Now, first, please understand this, that transportation means what? Transportation means the action of transporting someone, or we can say some things, or the process of being transported. Means the action of transporting from, you can say, one place to another place, or one direction to other direction, and it is the process is being transported, that is known as transportation. And deposition means what, student? Deposition means it is the laying down of sediments which is carried by wind, water, or ice. Sediment can be transported as pebbles, sand, or mud, or as salts dissolved in water. Means here, then transportation and deposition by rivers. Means by rivers, uh, transportation process, how it is can be seen, and deposition of the land because of the river, how the deposition of land is formed, we are going to see in this point. A river flows down the slope from a hilly region. Yes, a river flows down from the slope of hilly region, means from the hill at the top of the mountain the river is flowing down. At the foothills, the change in the slope causes deposition of coarse sediments. Now, what is coarse and sediments? Coarse means what, student? It means rough or a rough to touch. Coarse means a rough to touch. And sediments means this one. Sediments is solid material that is moved and deposited in a new location. Yes, why new location? Because with the river, all the particles, all the sands, they are moving along with the water. So that's why in the sediments, when solid materials are there, and that is moved and deposited in a new location. Sediments can be, means sediments example we can take it as it can consist of rocks, minerals, as well as the remains of plants and animals. It can be as small as grain of sand or as large as We can say sediments created and deposited by glaciers. Sediments, take the example of sediments like rocks or minerals. Yes, or it can be small grains of sand also, or we can take it large also. So this is the meaning of sediments. As these are deposited in a triangular shape, they form like alluvial alluvial fan. This is alluvial fan. Now, to understand this, let's see this image. This image will explain us about the alluvial fan. Now, if see from this at from the hills, the water is flowing down. Yes, but along with the water, you can see there are sediments. You can see over there. Yes, like consist of rocks and minerals. So due to this, what happened when the river of with the flow of the river, these sediments they get deposited along with the water. That time the speed of these it becomes very slow. It becomes very slow, and when it becomes slow, it will form the like a fan shape, Japanese fan shape it will form. So that's why when they form in like a fan shape, it is known as alluvial fan. As the steepness of the flow decreases and the transporting capacity of the river reduces, it starts flowing slowly. See, when from the top of the mountain or top of the hill, the speed of the river is fast, but when slowly it will uh, when they will come down at the steepness of the slope, the speed will be decreased and the transporting capacity of the river gets reduces, and slowly you will see there the speed of this it becomes slowly. Then it bends, meanders often in its way in an effort to cross even small obstacles. By the time the river reaches the sea, its riverbed becomes very wide and its speed becomes very slow. Now to understand about the meanders. Meanders means you have to see this image now. Meanders means what, student? When when the river is when the you can see when you are at the top of the mountain, when you see from there when we see down towards the land, that time you will see this type of river is flowing. Yes, but that time what happened when it takes a this river it takes a turn like this. Yes, it takes a turn. This turn it is known as meanders. Okay, I have written there M. It means meanders. Means it takes a bend. It takes a turn in its way. So that's why it is known as that. Even if there is a small obstacles you can see, by the time the river reaches the sea, its river bed becomes very wide and its speed becomes very slow. Because of this obstacles, the speed of the river gets slow and the river bed and the river near the river bed becomes very wide and the speed it becomes very slow. So this was about in this what we have learned about the alluvial fan, yes, about the sediments and meanders. Now next we are going to see yes next point is about the river only, student. We are learning the first agent of erosion, that is running water, river. Yes, it is same part we are learning. Now next point is about the running water, that is, see here, the sediments of the river get deposited in its bed on its bank. The factors that determine the deposition of sediments are the land of the rivers, volume of water, amount of sediments, and the slope of river and the earth's surface. Thus, landforms like flood leaves, floodplains, and deltas are formed because of deposition of sediments. Now here we are going to learn about the flood leaves and flood plains. Now this image which you can see on your screen, see, this is the river, student. Yes, the river is flowing towards the direction this side and this side. Yes, here flood leaves means what? Flood leaves, which you can see at the tip of this river, this side, which you can, this one, this is known as the flood leaves. And here the portion which is flat over there, that is known as flood plains. Means when the flood will arrive in this river, that time from here till here, full river will be covered with the water. Yes, but to understand this flood leaves, it is, a leaf is a natural, it is a natural or artificial wall that blocks the water from going where we don't want it to go. Leaves may be used to increase available land for habitation or divert a body of water. So the fertile of this soil of a river or seabed may be used for agriculture. Means here what they are saying here, when the landforms, the new landforms with this flood leaves, flood plains, and this deltas are formed because of the deposition of sediments. When the river will flow up, all these flood leaves which are there, it will get deposited there only, and the new land will form near the bank of the river. Now what is delta over here? Delta means what? Delta means, which you can see the image on your screen, student. See, deltas means what? It is near to the, see, a river delta is a landform which is created by deposition of sediment that is carried by a river. Yes. Now let's take an example. This is the river, student. Yes, near this there is the, you can see the you can see the small flow of water. Can you see here? And it is reaching to the river over there. Small flow of water. Can you see there? That is, their speed of the water is very slow, but they are moving towards the slope, and they are reaching the point of the river. So here deltas means what? Deltas are wetlands that form as rivers empty their water and sediments into another body of water. Means when the flow of the water will go, the flow of the water will take the sediments, and there only they will start depositing there only. This is known as the delta. One more in easy way we can understand about the delta is what? It is a landform due to the depositional work of rivers at its mouth. Yes, to understand in easy way, landforms are formed due to depositional work of rivers at the mouth. Means this portion you can see this is known as as at its mouth. At its mouth. In the lower course of the river, the flow of the river is very slow, but the volume of the water has increased. Sediments brought with the flow get deposited in the river bed itself, and the flow of the river gets divided into many channels. See, the small channels you can see like this. It is, yes, through this channel the river gets divided into many channels. These are known as the gradient channels. This was about the delta, student. Yes, delta means what? The new land is formed due to the depositional work of river at its mouth. Yes, this is known as the delta. Then work of glaciers and landforms. Now, this is the second agent of erosion, that is glaciers. Okay, this is the second agent of erosion. Till now we have learned the first erosion, that was river running water. Now second is about the glaciers. First we are going to see the work of it and their land forms. Means with the glaciers, how the work is go on, and the land forms. Which type of land has been formed by the glaciers? Now first let's understand what is glaciers. Okay, that is the main thing we have to understand first. Glaciers means what, students say? Glaciers means, just now in the previous image also I showed you the image of glaciers. Yes, that is a huge mass of ice. When this huge mass of ice, when it moves slowly to over the land, means see, when it moves slowly over to the land, that time what happens? See here, in region where the temperatures are generally below freezing point, precipitation is in the form of snowfall. Means the region where the temperature is at the 0 degree, that time what precipitation will fall in the form of snowfall. Layers of snow accumulate on the earth's surface because of snowfall. Here you can see the layers of the snow is accumulated on the mountain, students. Yes, because of the snowfall. The heavy weight of these overlaying layers makes the snow move along the slope. Because of the heavy weight, the snow of the heavy weight of these, the snow will start moving towards the slope. As the base of the layer and the snow starts melting because of the friction and the pressure from above, glacier starts moving slowly along the slope. Like a river, a glacier too carries out work of erosion, transportation and deposition. Means like a river, when slowly the snow will start melting with the slope, that time also the work of erosion transportation and deposition it will do. Yes, along with the glaciers, sediments also, rocks also, even minerals also, they will flow on with the glaciers. Yes, that time you can see the erosion is there, and also the transportation and deposition can be seen. Yes. Now erosion work of glaciers. Now we are going to see how it works. See here. Though its velocity is less, the mass of ice is more, and hence the glacier erodes its own bank and it bed on the large scale. As we know, the speed of the glaciers is very slow, but the mass of the ice is more. Yes, but what happened here? As the glaciers it moves on, that time we can say it erodes on its own banks and its bed on a large scale. The erosion work of glaciers produces landforms like creeks, eretus, and horns, U-shaped valleys, hanging valleys, and rocky mountains or ship banks. Now, first we will learn with this we are going to learn with all these examples. Now, what is circuitous? Circuitous means what, students? Which you can see on your screen, the image. Yes, this one. This part is known as the circuitous, as I have written there, C. And horns means what? This image, you can see the horns like cows, buffaloes. Yes, this is the horns. U-shaped valleys means like this. U-shaped valleys. Hanging valleys are also there, and Rocho mountains. Rocky mountains means shipbacks. Means these are the image of Rocky mountainous or shipback. This is the example of this one. Okay. Now let's understand this point with more in a easy way, student. First, we'll see about the what is circuitous and horns. Circuitous means what? When the landform produced due to the erosional work of glaciers, both the landforms are produced in the areas where the glaciers originated. Means when this circuitous and horns are there, where the landform will produce, there only they will produce where the glaciers are formed. Means in this region only it will form. Yes, after the snowfall, the snow doesn't start flowing immediately like water. First it gets deposited. Yes, this keep it in your mind, student. Whenever there is a snowfall over there, along with how the water starts running, no, in this way it doesn't happen. Snowfall, it first gets deposited on the place only, and then it will start moving slowly. That's why it is said that the velocity is very less. It deposits more at the base than the slopes. Means through it doesn't slope at a very high speed. The speed it's very less, but the deposition process it is very fast. Yes. Then when many layers of snow get deposited, the lower layers face pressure from above and turn into ice. When the deposition of these layers are it is going on, when the deposition of these layers are going on, the lower layer means the down part of this layer, it will get pressure. Why it will get why it will face the pressure? Because a lower layer is there. Again on it, layers will be there. Yes, each after each another, the layers will form. So the layer which is there on the down in the lower thing, they will face the pressure, and that will turn into ice. That will turn into ice. While into turning the ice, and because of the pressure, some ice at the bottom turns into the water due to the friction also. Due to the pressure, student, it will turn into ice also, or it will turn into the water also. This water starts flowing along the slope. If it turns to into the water, it will start flowing immediately. This flow is the starting point of the glaciers. Means when the flow will start, yes, when the flow will start, that we can say there is a erosion work of glaciers have been started. Yes, ice on the slope also starts moving towards. When the water glaciers will flow on, that time we can say the ice will also slow down towards the slope. That now your example I would like to tell you about the horn, students. This example you can see, it's in Europe. Europe is the world famous example of horns. Yes, you can search it also. Okay. Now we have studied about the horns and circuits. With this circuits, the erosion of the work by glaciers has been easily we can understand the work of glaciers. Yes, and then they have said they have also given the example of U-shaped valleys. And how we have seen the V-shaped valleys, in the same way the U-shaped valleys and hanging valleys are the same. Yes, this was about the erosion work of glaciers. Then, now we are going to see the transportation and deposition. Firstly, we have learned about the erosion. How the erosion of glacier how is the process. Now we are going to see the transportation and deposition by glaciers. Now with this, we are going to learn this point with the above image. The glaciers carry sediments with them. Yes, student. With the running water, with the wind, with the glaciers, these sediments they are carrying with them. So whenever we are learning this erosion agents, you are not going to leave this word sediments. Keep the word in your mind, sediments. These sediments these sediments are called moraines. These sediments are called moraines. Depending on the location of the deposits, moraines can be divided into four types. That is ground moraines, lateral moraines, medial moraines, and terminal moraines. The depositional work of glaciers produces landforms like drumlins and eskers, etc. Now, see, they have in the glaciers for sediments, they have given another word, that is moraines. Moraines word is used only in the glaciers process. How? We are going to see. See, depending on the location, student. Now, let's take an example. Now, this is the location at you can see there is a snowfall over here. Yes, and the snow is slowly, it is moving down towards the river. Okay, now the lateral moraines means what? When the when the glacier will move on the side part, it is known as the lateral moraines. The when the glacier will move on, if they will stuck in the middle, not in the middle student, if they will stuck in between only, the side part which comes out, that is known as the lateral moraines. And the this was about the lateral moraines. Medial moraines means what? In the between, in the between part, in the middle part of the you can see the mountain. If there is like one type of obstacle, we can say, that is known as the medial moraines. And terminal moraines means what? Terminal moraine means what? When the glaciers, this part, this one here, when the glaciers, it slowly according to the layers, when they will deposited and the water will when the water will move on, that water or that part, we can say that is the terminal moraine, means this part, this is known as the terminal moraines. The depositional work of glaciers produces landforms. The depositional, here the depositional work is going on of the glaciers. Okay, that time we can see the land is formed like drumlins, iskers, etc. Now, what is it? Drumlins? Drumlins means first, this we will study first. What is drumlins? Drumlins means hills formed due to the deposition of moraines. They are generally egg shaped. If there are many hills of this type in a region, then such region is called egg basket. Okay, drumlin, it is a hills are formed due to the deposition. That time they are generally with the egg shaped, student. If there are many hills in that region, then in that region egg shaped hills, it is known as drumlins. And if there are many hills with this egg shape, they will call it as egg basket. Then next is about iskers. Now, what is iskers? We are going to see here. Iskers means what? Narrow, long, winding ridged, produces through deposition of moraines. Iskers means what? Long, narrow river, you can see, student, and it is produced through the deposition of moraines. Means deposition is more over there and the river flow is very less. That is known as the iskers. This was about the transportation and deposition of by glaciers. Then till now, what we have learned about the two agents of erosion. First, it was running water, and second is about the glaciers. Then third, we are going to learn about the wind. Work of wind and the landform produce. This is the third agent of erosion. Let's start now. You have learned earlier that the movement of air is called wind. Wind is gaseous agent of erosion. The erosional, transportational and depositional work of wind is more prominent in deserts and semi-arid regions. Here what they have said, the wind is wind is more in which regions? Deserts region. Why? Because in deserts there is there is no trees, less number of trees can be found, so there is no obstacle in between for the wind. So that, so they are saying here, in the desert wind process is more prominent in this type of regions. And so the work of erosional, transportational and depositional work can be seen over there in the desert region only. As mechanical weathering occurs on a large scale, here powered powered rock and sand spreads over large area. There is hardly any obstacle in the transportational work of wind. Sand particles also get transported along with the wind, and they are carried over longer distance and get deposited where the speed of the wind reduces. In this way, the wind does the work of erosion, transportation and deposition. See, just now we have seen that in the desert area there is no obstacle. Yes, if any obstacle is there in the desert area, that time the wind, the sand particles which is transported along with the wind there for a, which is carried out for a longer distance, if there is obstacle in the between, they will get deposited there only, and the wind, it will start reducing. If there is no obstacle, the wind the wind the wind's speed will be more. If there is obstacle over there, yes, that time the particles or minerals which is there, it will get deposited, and the wind of the the speed of the wind will be reduced. So in this way the wind does the work of erosion, transportation and deposition. So this was the start of the third agent of wind. Here what we have understood, that with the work of the wind, it depends upon, if there is an obstacle, it will deposit it there only. If there is no obstacle, it will move on. The movement of the air will be go on. Okay, then. Next is about erosional work of wind. Now, yes. Now, see, student, till here only we will revise it. Okay. Only we have learned about what we have learned. Let's focus on revision. Also important what we have understood today. Let's revise it first. The same lesson I'm going to continue on. We will learn more about the wind, third agent of erosion, that is wind. Same we will continue on Monday. But what we have studied today, let's revise it. Firstly, we have learned about the exogenetic process. We have, with this, what we have studied, what is erosion? Erosion means what? Erosion means it is a process where natural forces like water, wind, ice, and gravity, it transport rocks and soil. That is the erosion. And there are few agents of erosion that is running water. Yes, we have studied about the running water, means the rivers, and we have learned about the glaciers. Yes, these two agents, this is the first agent we have learned today, and the second is the glaciers. We have learned about the erosional work of rivers, transportation and deposition by rivers. And then we have learned about the glaciers, how the lands are formed, and the erosion work of glaciers. So this we are going to continue the same lesson on Monday also, student. Now for the evaluation part, you are going to solve the questions which is related with the today's topic only. Solve it in your notebook, and on Monday we are going to see, we are just going to revise all these questions before starting to the next topic of the same lesson. Okay, you can take the screenshot, student, and please solve this questions. So, thank you, students. I hope you have understood this chapter 4, exogenetic process part 2. The same lesson we are going to continue on Monday. Okay, thank you, students, for listening.